we'll chant a Saraswati mantra.
First, say your name.
Okay, so for everybody who doesn't know me yet,
Yep.
I'm Aleah Gandharvika.
And I'm Sjors Boelaars. And maybe something about how we met.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, about 2 months ago, I think, we did a retreat in Portugal with our teacher Christopher Wallace. And it was actually quite nice because before the retreat I was doing a specific yoga nidra practice, like a deep relaxed yoga. And at the end of that recording, always a voice chanted. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. I really liked it, and that was the reason why I kept doing that recording. And all of a sudden, during the retreat in Portugal, I heard somebody sing. And I thought, no way, that's that voice of that recording. And it happened to be this wonderful lady next to me, Aleah. And we really found each other in like a depth of devotion we putting into this path and the teachings we love and the practices we love. So we kept in contact. And now we are here in Germany. We just spent a week together in a little cocoon on the countryside with lots of practice and lots of mantra chanting. And that resulted in us creating a beautiful retreat program, which we'll be offering in the beginning of October. And for that retreat today is a little taster of our work, I would say.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy that I can sit here with you and share these beautiful practices and share it with you as well. On this little crazy... It's the first time I do an Instagram live. Like, I see people coming in and I gotta wave, but I can see you. But we just get started, I think. Maybe something about myself. I'm Sjors, and I founded Tara Academy with the ambition to open up the classical tantra teachers to the wider public, because sometimes they can be a bit like stoffig, we say in Dutch. Dusty and rusty. Thick scriptures you gotta read, and long meditations, and sometimes it can be quite of a bridge to get to those teachings. And with Tara we try to connect them to the wider public, and by, for example, providing them on Instagram. So we're gonna see if that's gonna work tonight. We got good hopes.
Yeah, it's looking good.
So what are we gonna do today?
So we're gonna chant a little, because traditionally something like that which we are about to share with you is started with a mantra for Saraswati, the goddess of the arts and of music in particular, and of teaching. So we're going to chant and practice. He has a beautiful meditation. He's going to guide us through, and then we're going to talk a little bit about mantras and the energy body, and that'll be the Q&A session. So that's the time for you to ask your questions, and we'll close with another beautiful peace mantra.
Great.
Yeah.
Hey, and at any time, if there is like a technical issue or something, please write it in the chat, then we can see if we can optimize.
Yes, we're doing our best.
Let's get settled, and then we start with the chant.
Yeah. So even though every one of us is in front of their screen, we're still connected on an energetic level. So when you chant along this mantra, just know that in a way we are...
I'm a bit more in the middle. I'm just
yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's like
just outside of the screen. The camera is like this.
I know.
Gotta give the lady some space, right?
Let's get cozy. Anyway.
Good.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. It's like I wasn't even anyway, not really aware of it. So, so this mantra is basically just calling out Saraswati's name and addressing her as the Blessed Lady, Bhagavati. And we bow to her over and over. That's Namo Namaha. Yeah, Namo Namaha. Saraswati, 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 Bhagavati, Saraswati, 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 Bhagavati, Namo Namaha, Namo Namaha, Namo Namaha, Bhagavati, Namo Namaha, Namo Namaha, Namo Namaha, Bhagavati.
So keeping your eyes closed. And see if you can go inside with your awareness and feel the resonance of the mantra. Maybe you sang along. Maybe you didn't. Let's see if you can take a moment to really land here a little fuller. Even though it's through the digital space, it's possible to really arrive. But give yourself time for it. Doesn't have to be directly. Breathe into the top of your lungs. And release. Breathing into the top of your lungs. Hold. See if you can push the air upward, expanding the capacity of your lungs. And release. Now take a few full breaths, feeling both the lower belly, the chest and the upper chest. In and out through the mouth. Each time you find some tension in your system, you breathe towards it. Now you let it go on the out breath. And let go of the breathing. Return to your normal in and out breath to the nose. And sometimes you will see that thoughts arise. That just happens. And each time you feel a thought bubbling up, you release it into space. You just don't interact and you set it free. And so slowly you draw your awareness further and further inside. And maybe you can feel something of a subtle pulsation and like a rushing of energy or electricity. So check your body right now. How do you feel your energy body? How do you experience it? Is it something that resonates with you at all, or do you think, what is that thing that these guys are talking about? So I currently perceive it as like a thin layer of electricity just on top of my skin. And at my hands it's very alive right now. And in my chest. So check for yourself right now, where do you feel this gentle electricity? Do you feel it on the surface or more inside the body? And where do you feel it most clearly? Maybe in the chest or in the belly? And see if you can observe without putting judgments on it. So it's not better or worse if you feel the one or the other. Just observe. So if you feel this subtle pulsation, this rushing of energy, what color would it have? If you would give it a color. Just see what comes up naturally. There's no right answer, just for you. And what would be the density? Is it very thick or is it very thin? So in the work of Tantric Yoga, we work to activate and intensify the energy body. But why would we? Well, it's precisely here that we can be most intimate with life. It's precisely here where you can feel your heart opening You can feel your heart closing. You can feel you're in love or you have heartbreak. It's also the realm where emotions live. The energy body is much more, but it's also the realm of that. So with getting more in tune with it, we just enrich our life tremendously. It's like switching to full HD. So we open up this energy body, and it's a slow process most of the time. Sometimes it's chaotic and rapid. And use breath, visualization and mantra. So now bring some movement in your hands, very gently at first. And slowly bring them up towards your face. As you gently caress your face, like you're just touching almost with the hairs of your hands and the hairs on your face. Maybe you aren't even physically touching, but you feel there's a magnetic pull, an electricity. And slowly bring some more movement in the body. Taking some deep breaths. And activating that same energy, that prana shakti, by rubbing the hands together. And keep on breathing. A little faster. And then put the hands on your eyes. Gently massage your face. See if you can rub out all the tension that's there. Your arms. Just right on your chest. Relax. On the feet. Nice little massage of the feet. Yeah. See how your body wants to stretch right now. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. So I hope we landed a little bit, which enables us to continue with the next phase.
Yeah, our central channel is a line of energy, like a river of light that starts at the top of our head and goes all the way down into our pelvis, our pelvic floor, and it can expand, it can contract, it can be as thin as a lotus stalk and as wide as your entire energy body. And so in the mantra uchara practice, we will start very simple. We will start with one mantra every one of us probably knows, and it's the mantra Om, the pranava, the eternal sound, which all manifestation is based on, and also the bija mantra of our heart chakra. So what is different than how most of us know it is that in mantra uchara we okay, so with this bija mantra we don't sing Om like we know it from the yoga classes. We sing Om like in bong or vang. It's a nasal sound at the end of the mantra, and that helps us to raise the energy from the pelvic floor through the heart into the nasal cavity and then out of the head. So it is similar to how it is sung in the Sikh tradition in Kundalini Yoga by Yogi Bhajan. That's even spelled that way, O-N-G. So Om. And we dedicate a full exhale to this mantra. And like you probably know, in the yoga classes we sing it 3 times. And if you can, feel or imagine the sound traveling like from the depth of your pelvis through your belly, through your heart, and then through your throat, through your head, and then out of your head. And then even there, like when the sound has already faded, you can hopefully feel the reverberation, like the silent echo in a way, sort of fading out of the top of your head. And then the next cycle begins with the next Om. Simple mantra uchara.
We do it only 3 times, or should we do it a bit longer?
Yeah, we could do it more often.
Yeah.
You know what we could also do?
No.
Oh no, let's keep it simple.
Let's keep
Let's keep it simple. Yeah. Any questions? Now is the moment before we start.
That's a good one. Hey, it's so nice. Guys joined.
Yay.
That's a lot of people.
Some people from the Tantra, from our Tantra Kula are here.
Aha.
Yes. So some of you might know this practice. To others it might be completely unfamiliar. But most of us, if not all of us, have heard or chanted Om at some point in their lives. So that's why we chose this practice. So let's chant it 10 times.
Something like that.
10 times. And
Follow you.
really drop into the base of your body. Allow your breath to be long and full. Every inhale, reaching down into your pelvic floor, extending your belly. A yes to embodiment. And every exhale, a sweet release, a sweet surrender into the infinite, into the absolute, from your pelvic floor, up through the crown of your head. The next inhale, we begin with the first Om. Let it rise from your pelvic floor to the top of resonate in your nasal cavity. Starting now. Inhale. So maybe you noticed how the sound still reverberates, even though it's no longer audible with our physical ears. Maybe it was audible to your inner ears, your inner sense of hearing, or maybe not. Maybe there was just this pure, sweet silence after the mantra. Maybe in that space there was finally time for that to be heard, which usually is unheard, that which usually doesn't find space in the everyday life. Whatever it was, always make space for silence after the mantra. That's when it can sink deeper into the energy body. Mantras are sonic tools. They can be nada suchis, so sound needles to pierce the blockages in our energy body, because our energy body is the psyche that penetrates the physical body. And whatever we hold in our energy body as undigested impressions can be recalibrated through the sonic tools, the sonic needles, the sound needles of mantras. In Sanskrit, we call these undigested impressions samskaras, and there's a fair amount of them in our energy body and our psyche. Not just the ones from experiences we label as positive, as negative, also positive samskaras are in our energy body. Like every time we experience something not fully, like every time we don't allow ourselves to fully step into the experience with all its joy, then too there's a samskara, because in the end everything wants to be seen in the loving light of awareness. And mantras can be a great opener for that release, that digestion, and that full surrender. The word mantra is composed of two words, of manas and trayate. And manas is the mind in its perceiving functioning. So whenever there is just sense data coming into our awareness, that is manas being active. Whenever there is the perception of that, of the sense data, and also whenever there is focus on something, and whenever we create, that's when manas is active. So we also call it the ordinary mind, and it's a big part of our energy body. So trayas or trayate means to protect and also to set free. So interestingly enough, this one word can have such a broad meaning, and in this relation to manas, it means it can set us free from the ordinary mind. It can let us go beyond the ordinary perception, the limited perception. And it also protects the ordinary mind. So these are the two ways in which a mantra works on the energy body. And there is so much more to the energy body. I mean, George already talked about it a little bit in the meditation, or mentioned it. you know, we have you know, we can hopefully, or let's just put it that way, we have hopefully all experienced the central channel, which is like the axis of the energy body. You know, the one like pillar of light in the center of our beings, reaching from the pelvic floor to the top of the crown for the ones who joined a little bit later. And along this central channel, which is also called Sushumna, you might have heard that before, there are nexus points. So in Sanskrit we call them chakras, and you know, it has become a Western term. So these are like points of light along the central channel, and we have them in other places of our energy body as well, but the main ones are along this axis, and they are the points where we experience the most aliveness. George was talking about heartbreak or falling in love. That's all happening in the Anahata Chakra, right? The heart chakra. And we have these moments where a light bulb goes on just above our head, you know. That's the oh, not above, it's the Agnya Chakra, right? The third eye. What's happening there? What else do we have going?
Oh, if you like pain in your gut or gut feeling.
Yeah.
In the belly.
Yeah. Swadhisthana Chakra, right?
A tight ass.
Muladhara Chakra, right? Yeah. We have the throat chakra.
Ah, yeah, lump in your throat.
Lump in your throat. So I think you all can relate, right? Like, what else comes to mind? Like, write it if you want as a comment to have a conversation. You know, to make this real for all of us. So much is happening in the energy body, and then fascinating. It's so fascinating how this all is connected and interwoven with the nadis. You know, we might know them from Chinese medicine as meridians. They're energy channels who run across our entire energy body. They say 72,000, but that might be hyperbolic. It might just be a number, like a random number for infinite.
A lot.
For a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. There's no drawing of the nadis. But they...
I have a question.
Yes.
Just to I'm curious, like,
yeah.
if the ones who are listening now, and if you can feel anything from the things we're saying, or is it just like hocus pocus theoretical stuff? It's really good to know, like, hey, when we say, you of course feel your central channel, I don't know if you feel your central channel.
Yeah. It's totally normal, and it's totally okay if you don't feel it.
Maybe it's nice if you could all write down what you experienced of the things that we shared so far. Is it like near Terry, or is it actually a felt sense, like, oh yeah, I can feel that. Heartbreak feels like earth. So if you feel up for it, please write it in the chat.
Yeah. Mhm.
What shall we do? Sing a little?
Should we sing it again?
So sing a little.
I wasn't done with the energy body yet.
No?
Can I say some more? Just to complete it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
A little introduction. It's great, Stephanie, you can feel it. Awesome. If you can't feel it, maybe you can imagine it. You know, that's also it makes
sense. Good.
Yeah, it also is a way to get into the energy body. So the nadis are like a web of light that suffuses our energy body, and the nadis, they meet in those chakras. You know, they're like the crossroads. Like the chakras are like the meeting points of these energy channels, and it's harder to feel the nadis, but you can feel it when they're buzzing, like when they're pulsating. I felt that singing open it up. yes. Like, you know, the singing, that's the beauty of the combination of mantras with music, is they find an easier way into the heart, into the heart chakra and the heart center as well. It's like the direct way into it. Yeah. There's so many points to feel and sink in while chanting. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, we are such a multi-layered being. You know, we have the bindus, the essence point, or points which are even like deeper in the energy body, you know, because they emanate the energy body. This might be big news for some of you. Like, bindus is not like a common thing we know in the yoga world. And thank God we only have 4. Because with the chakras, you know, we can have 21, we can have 5, we can have 7, depending on the system. I'm not going to get into it right now. Yeah, but basically energy body, energetically, chakras, bindus, nadis.
That's the main component.
Main components, energetically. And then, you know, we mentioned the samskaras, the undigested impressions. They are part of the energy body.
How can undigested impressions be part of an energy body?
That's a good question.
I'm a good student.
Well, we all feel these, right? These Velcro thoughts, like these moments when we kind of we're like trapped on the like soundtrack of our lives, like the record just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning. That's a samskara being active, right? And it's like lodged in the psyche. And the psyche is everywhere. Like, it's not just
in the head.
It's not just a thought in your brain. It's literally everywhere. And that's why it's like somatic experiencing, for example, is so valuable, because it dislodges the petrified samskara, or, you know, the sort of hardened impression. It dislodges it out of the body memory, like the muscle memory, the memory of the cells as well. Like, our body remembers, it keeps score, how the trauma therapists say. Yeah.
Can I ask a personal question?
Yes, please.
Good. Like, why are you interested in the energy body? How came you interested in the energy body?
Because so much finally makes sense. Because, you know, I feel, I'm very sensitive. I feel a lot. And so when I finally knew, oh, right, like this is how the samskara sort of, this is how they're connected to the rest of my being. And oh, the pulsation actually comes from the chakras, or it actually comes from the nadis, and how it's all connected, like how we are this being of light that has so many layers to it. It just fascinates me. Like, that we are more than this,
flesh,
right?
and
like
bag of bones.
We are more than my teacher says, a meat suit. We are more than a meat suit, right? Anandra, she says that.
Meat suit.
Yeah. And we all, I mean, like, let's just have a little moment of experience here. If you can, like, place your hands like this for a moment, and if you like, close your eyes and just feel into the space between your hands. And if you can't feel anything, it's not a problem, then just move your hands closer. Move them as close as you like, and feel how the sort of the magnetism fortifies. How this magnetic pull between your hands gets stronger and stronger. It's like they are drawn to each other. That's your energy body right there. And then if you pull them out a little bit, there can be this push-pull feeling. Yeah. And you can play with that. Simona, who's part of the call, she once inspired me to just lie on your bed and trace your energy body with your hands. Like, you know, once you've done this, because this is the most direct experience you can have of the energy body. And you can do that with your partner too. Like you can experiment, like how does it feel like to interact with their energy body. And sometimes it takes a moment until the energy field sort of becomes perceptible, or it almost feels like it needs time to build up or to get used to the other person's frequency. So there are many ways to experiment with that, you know, and to come back to Simona's inspiration. It's like lie on your bed and just hold your hand above your body and see like how far does my energy body actually reach? Like, can I still trace it with my hand? Or is it actually so big that it fills the whole room? Or maybe it is like an electric layer on top of your skin, like George was saying in the meditation. Yeah. It can be different every day, every moment. I mean, it's a breathing, living field, you know?
It's nice, I could actually feel like squeezing like a ball or a balloon in, like, and then when I pulled that was like gel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it feels like gel, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like energetic gel. So
curious how you guys perceived it.
How was it for you guys? And there's something from the Boelaars family. Do I say your name right?
The instrument does a lot. I got my glasses on, but does a lot to feel the movement of the mantra. Aha.
Yeah, that's true. Like, as soon as we add another sound to the experience, and it deepens it usually.
Maybe you can show your harmonium.
Yeah, this beautiful harmonium has been with me all over the world.
The instrument is here. Just out of earth.
Yeah.
That's the instrument, an harmonium.
My big beauty. And there's a piano here in the room. If you would know what instruments are here, we have the
Sabina
guitar.
says tickling fingers.
Yes.
Ticky ticky ticky.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good?
Mm-hmm. Can I say a little bit more?
Want to say a bit more?
Yeah,
Go
just to complete the whole picture of the energy body, we all also have the power to discern. That's our buddhi, which is also a big part of our energy body, and we can, through our buddhi, we can actually check where we're at when it comes to us walking on the spiritual path, because the more we walk the path, the more judgment, which is also a function of buddhi, turns into discernment.
So the energy body is not only like sort of somatic things or energetic things like chakras, central channel, and some chakras are in there, but also the mind, the discerning mind is part of it.
It is, yeah.
So it's a whole, actually, it comprises the whole human experience, or constructs the whole human experience.
Yeah, it does. It does. And then the cool thing is too, there are certain mantras that work specifically on certain aspects of the energy body. Like Ganesha mantras work specifically on the buddhi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they strengthen the buddhi. Go right in there.
True.
And the Muladhara chakra, that's like Ganesha energy, right? Grounding, earthy energy. Unarming. Well, here we go. Now we're getting into the more juicy effects that these simple practices can have, you know? Yeah.
And unarming or de-armoring is a beautiful word, because these some scaras which you talked about, they old stress, old pain that's lodged in the body, you can feel it. Like it's as simple as, how do you feel after a stressful day at work?
Yeah.
Like that's
yeah.
headache, like tight jaws, That's the somatic expression. The somatic expression of these experiences called samsaras. And with mantras and with opening up the energy body, you can unarm or de-arm these contractions. It's like massaging yourself with sound.
Yeah, from the inside.
From the inside.
Yeah, and, well, I'm not getting into this, am I? I am. Okay, one thing I love about Harish, our teacher, is like he makes things so viscerally experienceable. That's not a word, but he basically said whenever you chant a mantra, you caress the energy body of the deity. I mean, that's just great news, isn't it? Yeah. So when we chant at the end of this call, how about we go in like that, like with this image of, you know, caressing the sound body of the deity, because in the end there is no difference between the name of the deity and the deity itself. The mantra is its sound body. So that's another beautiful thing. I mean, here we're getting more into the devotional side of the energy body. It's like the more we chant, the more the energy of the deity that we devote ourselves to becomes part of our energy body. It's like this is the recalibration. Here we go into the deeper layers of the practice, you know, where we become less ahankara, which is another element of the energy body, the ego, our beloved ego, where there is less of me and more of the deity. Yeah.
And the deity being not sort of an external holy being on a cloud,
Yeah.
but are those aspects of truth in life, which I really like. In the tantric tradition, we have all these images of deities, goddesses, mostly, and they are symbols almost, or archetypes. It's not a fully correct one, but like symbols of patterns of truth, and they all have their unique structure. And with these mantras, you can activate these patterns of truth in yourself.
Yeah, they're like energy signatures of the absolute. Yeah.
Sounds like I want to do it. Let's go.
Okay, so are there any questions? Like now is like the last moment to have a little Q&A before we. I have no idea what time it is. It is. Oh, we're already past.
That's an hour.
Well, we're past.
We promised an hour, but.
Yeah. So, any last questions before we get into chanting?
Then this is a good moment.
Yeah.
What are we going to chant?
Asatoma Satkamaya.
Okay. What is this mantra?
Yeah. Okay. So, this is a mantra that belongs to the peace mantras.
Claire says, just pretty curious what the 5-day retreat practices will be like.
Good question. Thank you, Claire.
And let's ask first, or let's answer first Frau Kurutsik's question. Do you think we use intuitively the right mantra in several energy states? That's one for you. And I'm gonna answer the retreat one.
Okay. So, I do believe so. I mean, this question is asked in a different way a lot of times, like which mantra do I use for this and that? But we all have what in the classical tantra we call pratibha, which is the intuitive force of life, and it naturally guides us to the frequencies I believe we need in order to recalibrate our being. So plus, I mean, just to speak from my own experience for a moment, and also like from the interactions with our students and just the trainings I've been in, the more you get to know mantras, the more you realize they cover quite a big scope of different energy states, and which can be tricky, a lot of deities, they have a sort of flip side, you know, like you know, they have different layers to them too. Like, you know, I don't know how to answer this in a short way. Like, let's talk about this later at some point. But let's just say, for now, you can't do anything wrong. The main thing is that the mantra speaks to you, that the lights go on when you hear it or when you read it, and you can form a relationship with the mantra. Like you feel like, oh, I really want to sit with this and go deeper. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Do what clicks, what resonates for you. I like that when the lights go on.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
When the lights go on, you're good.
Yeah.
And then to come back to Claire's question, curious about what the 5-day retreat practices will be like. Yeah, good question. The retreat has, I would say, in general, 3 phases. First, we're gonna learn what is the energy body and what are mantras, and then we're gonna experience it. Like, hey, how do we, all this talk, but how do I feel it? You know, I want to feel it. And for that, we use breath work and visualizations and specific mantras to activate certain places in our body. So, for example, we can install Ganesh in the low belly with powerful mantras we use for those centers, and all these centers have specific mantras. So we're gonna learn those. So we're gonna chant them together, of course, a lot. So you can use them at home as well. So at the end of the retreat, you have like a little package of how to spice up or deepen your spiritual practice with mantra. And then the last phase is the most subtle one, because like the big question is, why do we work with the energy body? And that's because the energy body is a great way, or getting in touch with the energy body is a great way of getting beyond the conceptual mind, beyond our normal perception of self. So sometimes we can slip into what we call the infinite, or God, or whatever, via mantra and via making the energy body more alive and more subtle. And for that we have some powerful practice that are just amazing. They have been practiced over thousands of years, precisely in this form, and we're gonna introduce you to those practices. So buckle up and dive in. Yeah. Looking forward.
Yes, definitely. It'll be a journey, like, you know, and a lot of the practices, they build up on each other. So they're similar to what we did today, and deeper, more complex at times. And it'll be beautiful to experience them all together in one room and actually create an energy field where we can all, like, where we're all held in this energy that's being built up through the days.
So Claire asked, so encounters with the shadows in the self-retreat, which just was like a month ago, a couple of weeks, I lost a bit track of time. This is more individually focused. Good question. I think yes. It's really, this retreat is much more about the yogic side of Tantra. So much more practice-based. The Shadows retreat was very much about interaction and what do I feel with other people, or what shadows get triggered with other people. This retreat is really about how can I build a practice for myself to stabilize the whole thing in myself. That being said, we will explore a little with, okay, now my energy body is active, there's another active energy body. That's good fun, you know, because we can do practice together. And that's actually a beautiful form of practicing and deepening it as well. So primarily alone, and from that place of strong groundedness we interact with each other. I hope that answers the questions, Claire, and otherwise please ask a follow-up question.
Yeah, held in our sound bodies. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Thanks for the question.
Yeah, good questions.
I would say also with an eye on the time.
Let's chant.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
You can also ask questions and we get back to it later, but for the people that have other things to do tonight, we can wrap it up with this beautiful chant.
Yeah. Which speaks about the process, like the alchemical process that can happen when we chant. And in this particular mantra, we are addressing Shiva in this mantra, and ask to be led out of the untruth into the truth, out of the darkness into the light, and out of death into the eternal. What's the literal translation? I mean, I could say immortality. Let's just put it simple. It's the Asatoma Satgamaya mantra, so you might know it. This mantra is sung in various ashrams all over India. So the ones of you who've been to India, you might know this. If not, just close your eyes and let the sound flow through you, and let everything that has been shared in this space together, let it settle and find its place. Thank you to all of you for having been part of this conversation and this exploration. Oh, the mantra is called Asatoma Satgamaya. Maybe I can type this in. Can I? To. It's a Dutch keyboard. Ma Sat Gamaya. There you go. Sabina. Asatoma Satgamaya. And this particular version I learned from Anandra George. So if you type in her name, Anandra George, you will find it with that melody. And now while chanting it, I remember the literal meaning of the last line. It's so beautiful. Lead me from death into the nectar of immortality. That's what Amrita stands for. Yeah, it's such a beautiful mantra. You can sing it for hours. We used to do that in the training, and we just all break into tears. And yeah, it's beautiful.
Thank you, Mir. Nice you're here.
Yeah, so
Good.
I feel overjoyed that we that this journey continues. So let's stay in touch. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to us.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We will in the beginning of September, or is it 30 August? Or what?
So 31st of August we have a practice session. If you want to practice more, we'll do that at 7:30. It's a Tuesday. So once a month we gather in order to practice.
This is, the Tower Community Gathering.
And the Tower Community is on the 1st of September.
1st of September. Tower Community Gathering led by Aleah and me. And we will chant a little more and go a little deeper. That will be announced shortly, but we can gather again if you like this.
Yeah.
Grateful for your energy.
Yay.
Thank you, Secret Earth Child.
Yeah. And I mean, the real deal is really being together in person. It's
Aha,
just nothing tops that. So if you feel drawn to come to the retreat.
Yeah, there's a link in the bio. You can click there, and there you find a link to the retreat site with all the information.
Yeah.
And Sjors, you have a beautiful low voice.
Yes, you do.
Thank you, Sabina. And especially from you, I take that as a serious compliment, because I know you have some voice, madam. Ooh la 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 la, I heard your recording.
Oh.
That's absolutely great, yeah.
Cool.
So I love to sing one time together, Sabina. And Anne Franse, thank you. Thank you, nice to see you again here. All right.
Beautiful.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
How do we do it? With one long arm?
Let's do one long om.
One long arm.
Okay.
Maybe 3.
Let's do 3. Let's do 3 ohms, and remember om, not om. Om. Let the. Aw, thank you. Yay.
Hey.
You can show me her recording. Maybe we can listen to you, Sabina. That'd be nice. Like we can listen to it together.
With the contrabass.
Oh, nice. Okay. See? So remember to let the sound travel into your nasal cavity. Let it rise up through your central channel. The om, let it travel this way. Deep inhale all together for the first om. blessings to all of you.
Thank you.
Keep the connection.
Keep the connection.
Bye for now.
Bye for now. Yes. What she says. Yeah, thank you all.
Yes.
Beautiful to get together. And I hope to see you soon. I forgot to say one thing.
Oh.
Well, it's actually a present because the first 5 people that sign
Yeah.
up for the retreat, they get a special early bird prize. So if you're drawn to it, then don't wait too long. Hey, Tristan was there.
Yay.
You old vocalist,
Tristan will be with us.
musician.
Yeah, he will
Absolutely.
be our guest musician in the retreat. So I'm really looking forward to meeting you, Tristan. I've only heard very good things about you and saw amazing videos of you. So happy to do this journey together. Yay. Lots of love to all of you.
Peace out. Bye bye. How do we do stop this?
I think I think that one up there. I don't know.
Okay. Bye bye, spooky boys.